Meeting is beginning.
Good evening and welcome to the budget public hearing for September 23rd, 2021 of the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners. Tonight we have a hybrid meeting with 6 commissioners in attendance and 1 appearing virtually. So we'll start with a roll call.
Chair Kemp.
Here.
Cohen.
Here.
Hagan.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Overman.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
White.
Here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Thank you. There are 2 public hearings scheduled for this evening, one on the Capital Improvements Program, or CIP, and the second on fiscal year 2022 millage rates and budget. Because changes to the budget could impact the first year of the 6-year CIP, it's appropriate to conclude the budget public hearing prior to concluding the CIP hearing. I'd like to open the CIP hearing and then entertain a motion to continue that public hearing to the conclusion of the public hearing on the budget.
So moved.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Cohen, seconded by Commissioner Smith, and seeing no further discussion, can we please have a roll call vote?
Chair Kemp.
Yes?
Cohen.
Yes.
Hagan.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Overman.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried 7-0.
Thank you. The purpose of tonight's public hearing on the budget is to take public comment on the millage rates and the budget prior to the board adopting millage rates and a budget for fiscal year 2022. In a moment, the budget director will read into the record the change in the aggregate fiscal year 2022 millage rate from the aggregate rolled back rate, after which he will briefly discuss the status of the budget. At that point, we'll take public comment. At the conclusion of public comment, the board will discuss any final changes to the millage or budget. If necessary, there will be a short break while the impact of any final changes is calculated. Finally, state law requires certain information to be read into the record prior to the board adopting resolutions on the millage rates and the budget. So at this time, we'll ask Mr. Kevin Brickey to please direct us with information on the budget.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm Kevin Brickey, Director of Management and Budget. The calculated change in the millage represents a 4.79% increase from the aggregate rollback rate. State law requires that we also describe the reason for the increase over the rollback rate. The budget under consideration tonight reflects in part normal inflationary increases in the cost of doing business. It also reflects the need to provide local government services to a growing population, which includes ongoing funding for transportation, affordable housing, continued COVID-19 expenditures, statutory and contractual commitments, union contracts, technology upgrades, public safety sheriff's office, and certain other county needs. With that, I will share my screen. Moment. Commissioners, the budget the board will adopt tonight reflects the tentative budget approved on September 8th, as amended by updates that have been made. The FY22 budget is balanced. Additionally, the county continues to maintain its general obligation AAA bond rating from all 3 major rating agencies. The budget you will vote on tonight reflects investments that are consistent with your strategic focus. The tentative budget that you approved at the September 8th public hearing totaled $7.5 billion, a $381 million or 5.4% increase over the FY21 budget. Tonight, well, of course, on September 8th, you had the first public hearing where you adopted the tentative budget and millages. Tonight, you will adopt the final budget and millages. We'll have public comment, followed by board discussion of potential changes to the budget, which includes the flag list. And then you will adopt the FY22 millage rates, followed by adopting the FY22 budget. And then we will reopen and conduct the CIP public hearing. As we mentioned at the September 8th public hearing, there were some available funds countywide of about $9.3 million and $1 million unincorporated. We have gathered commissioner-identified items for inclusion in the budget, and we have a flag list. And the availability of one-time dollars tonight at a final public hearing is an unusual event created in part by revenue fluctuations related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Experience tells us this is unusual, and in future years we expect to return to a more normal final budget public hearing where little or no additional funds are available. Tonight's flag list, as you see on the screen, contains one-time items that benefit a wide range of important and valuable community priorities such as parks and trail improvements, healthcare, cultural initiatives, housing, and transportation. We were able to accommodate these flagged items through the identified available funds discussed at the first budget hearing and other related adjustments. Tonight, it is my understanding that Commissioner White will abstain from voting on the flag item for the Suncoast Community Health Centers due to a personal association with the agency. Other than that particular flag, it is appropriate for the board, if it desires, to approve the flag list in its entirety, less the Suncoast item by a single motion. The Suncoast item may be taken in a separate vote. These flag list votes would occur during the board discussion that will immediately follow public comment. And with that, Commissioners, introduction, I recommend that you accept public comment at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Brickey. And with that, we'll go to our first public comment. First person signed for public comment, Leroy Dennison.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Leroy Dennison. I'm the president of Friends of Alafai, the nonprofit that supports Alafai River State Park. My comments are my personal comments. They're not reflective of Florida Park Service, the park manager at Alafai River State Park, or my fellow board members of Friends of Alafai. Commissioner White is going to be requesting some of the unallocated funds be allocated to a natural surface trail connecting the county's Bomboyette Scrub Preserve to Alafai River State Park. I encourage you to approve his motion. On any given Sunday or Saturday, there are better than 500 people that come out to Alafai River State Park to ride off-road bicycles, run, or hike on the better than 50 miles of natural surface trails that exist at the park. Until the early 60s, this was a phosphate mine, so there's some elevation changes, and that's what attracts the people to come out. During the non-human months, which we have coming up, we oftentimes exceed 800 people a day on the weekends. So not too far away is the Bomboyette Scrub Preserve, or just Boyette for short, which I believe it was donated to the county the same time as the state got Alafai River State Park land from Sci-Tech Industries in 1996. If the parking lot of Boyette were larger, it too would have similar visitation numbers. Why? Because in the greater Tampa Bay area, there's a significant number of people who appreciate outdoor resource-based recreational opportunities. And during COVID times, there's even more people that want to get out and do stuff. The Boyette Alafai connector, it would be significant because recently the county's Conservation Environmental Land Management Department has acquired 2 parcels of land that are adjacent to Boyette. There's now a very large area, Boyette, the 2 new properties, Cheeto Branch Reserve, the Alafai River Corridor, and Alafai River State Park that are all in the southeast portion of the county. Collectively, they already have better than 100 miles of natural surface trails. The Boyette Alafai connector would allow all of these trail systems to be connected together with a natural surface trail. So it would also serve as a win for Hillsborough County to show that we can actually connect disparate trail systems together using a natural surface trail without having to spend millions of dollars to build a road. So again, I encourage you to support the commissioner's proposal, and I'll be staying here for the duration of the meeting to answer any questions that may come up. And once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Shane Richardson.
Good evening. My name is Shane Richardson. I'm the president of Swamp Mountain Bike Club, Incorporated. We've worked with the county for over 25 years in natural surface trail recreation. My comments are of my own tonight and also of the wide array of people that we represent in the community. And my only comment tonight is I hope that you all consider this, this project and Commissioner White's motion to be able to further this project along, as it will be of great benefit to not just the off-road cycling community, but the entire community as a whole. And I will be here for the rest of the meeting as well, in case any of the commissioners have any particular questions on the details of that project. And thank you guys again for this consideration. We came a few years ago before the board for initial approval to be able to try to see if we could get this done. So tonight, being able to get some funding towards this will help push along this project to be able to make it a reality and to set the precedent in the county for interconnected natural surface trail greenways. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Our next speakers are appearing virtually. Jason Sousa.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Jason and Jean have not checked in.
Okay, thank you. Did you say Gerald? Gerald? Well, Jean, that's what I thought. I didn't have that list. Oh, that's for the CIP public hearing. So Gerald White?
Evening, Commissioners. Gerald White, Hillsborough County community activist. First, thanks to Dr. Wise and her staff for keeping us green as far as monies during the pandemic. It's really been unusual, unprecedented times in Florida, in Hillsborough County, Tampa, Hillsborough County, Plant City, America. And we are doing okay as a community. So really, I just tuned in tonight just to see where we were financially. And I want to commend the board and everyone in county staff for all the hard work to keep the citizens whole during this great American crisis, world crisis. The only thing I would add, I know this is a county, a state road, Highway 41, between the Causeway, 22nd Causeway and Palm River Road. Even if you have to do a joint venture with the state, we need to make sure we get that stretch of road highway lit up. You can see the kids on the side of the road waiting for the school buses. And the potholes on Highway 41 between Palm River and 22nd Causeway is just horrible. And so we need some immediate action on that, even if you have to have a joint venture with the state to get that piece of the road. You've done good from Causeway all the way to Gibson related to lighting, but the traffic is unbelievable. And so just make some improvement in that respect, whatever you have to do. And of course, continue to support the African American Museum that you have voted in unison to support. Thanks for hearing my concern tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And finally, Celeste Roberts.
Hello, good evening. My name is Celeste Roberts. I'm with the Skills Center. I would like to thank Commissioner Myers for supporting the Skills Center Collaborative. This project will create pathways from education to careers for young people in District 3 and the entire county, really producing economic mobility. So I'd like to thank the entire board as well. Thank you.
And one more time, I'll just see if Jason Seuss is there.
No, Madam Chair, Jason has not checked in yet.
Okay, thank you. With that, then, we will close public hearing for our budget public hearing. And at this time, that concludes public comment, and it's now appropriate for the board to discuss any potential millage or other changes to the budget. And Commissioner White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So is it appropriate to talk about the flag list at this time?
I think so, yes.
Okay. I'd like to move approval of the entire flag list with the exception of the Suncoast Community Health Centers item. And Madam Chair, if there's a second and a vote on that, I'd like to be recognized again to talk about the Suncoast item.
Second.
Wait, is there anybody who didn't make a second? I'm not
I
sure.
didn't hear Commissioner Hagan. Were you in agreement, sir?
Second.
Okay, so, okay, we have Commissioner White with the motion to approve, with the exception of the health care facilities, and seconded by Commissioner Smith and Cohen, Overman, Myers, and Commissioner Hagan. So, with that, I'm seeing no further discussion. Can we please do a roll call vote?
Chair Kemp,
Yes.
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Overman,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried, 7-0.
Great, thank you very much. And with that, you're recognized, Commissioner White.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I feel strongly about the positive countywide impact that the community health centers funding will have on our county. You'll note that I requested funding for both of our county's community health center organizations, which the Tampa Family Health Center item just passed. Tampa Family Community Health Centers does not even have any locations in my district, but I wanted to include them in this funding request so that the entire county benefits from the appropriation. As Kevin Brickey mentioned during his presentation, I'm asking the board to consider the Suncoast Community Health Center's flagged item. But because of my relationship with Suncoast, I must abstain on voting for the item. So I would be grateful if someone would be willing to move that item, second it, and take that to a vote.
I'll move.
Second.
I think we're running into issues here. I'm sorry, I can't get this quickly enough. I think Commissioner Smith maybe made the motion. Is that,
Right ahead.
and seconds by Commissioner Cohen and Commissioners Overman? I'm not sure if there were more. Yes, okay, Myers, okay. Yeah, Overman, Myers, Cohen, just to be clear here. Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioners Overman, Myers, and Cohen. And hearing no further discussion, can you please do a roll call vote?
Chair Kemp,
Yes?
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Overman,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Abstain.
Thank you. Motion carried, 6-0. Commissioner White abstained.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Okay, with that, I guess we'll move on. At this point, it's appropriate to have Mr. Brickey read the required information into the record. Is that correct? Okay. Mr.
Correct.
Brickey.
Thank you. Prior to approving the millage resolution, we need to read into the record certain information. Excuse me. The taxing authority is the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners. The aggregate rollback rate is 8.4989 mils. The proposed aggregate millage rate of 8.9059 mils represents a 4.79% increase from the aggregate rollback rate. The millage rates to be adopted for the tax year 2021 are countywide general revenue, 5.7309 mils. Unincorporated area municipal services taxing unit, 4.3745 mils. Library services, 0.5583 mils. Voted general obligation debt for environmentally sensitive lands, 0.0604 mils. Voted general obligation debt for unincorporated area parks and recreation, 0.0259 mils. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. I appreciate you reading it into the record rather than me. And with that, now, is there a motion to adopt the millage resolution as presented by staff? The resolution's been reviewed for legal sufficiency by the county attorney's office.
So moved. Second.
Okay. I'll give that one, I don't know, to Commissioner Cohen, seconded by Commissioners Overman and Myers, I guess.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yep.
Okay, and with that, seeing no further discussion, can we do a roll call vote?
Chair Kemp,
Yes?
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Overman,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried, 7-0.
Thank you. And at this point, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the budget resolution as presented by staff. The resolution's been reviewed for legal sufficiency by the county attorney's office.
So move.
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Myers.
Myers and Cohen and Overman, I guess.
Commissioner Cohen and Overman. Okay, thank you. Okay, that was a motion with Commissioner Myers, seconded by Commissioners Cohen and Overman. And hearing no further discussion, can you please do a roll call vote?
Chair Kemp,
Yes?
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Overman,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried, 7-0.
Okay, that concludes the budget public hearing. So now we will reopen the CIP public hearing. And the purpose of tonight's public hearing is to take public comment on the proposed fiscal year 2022 to fiscal year 2027 capital improvement program prior to board adoption. The Director of Management and Budget will present an overview of the proposed capital improvement program. And if we can have that information at this time. Is that?
Thank you, Commissioner Kemp. The Capital Improvement Program is a 6-year program from fiscal year 2022 through fiscal year 2027, and totals, with tonight's additions, $2.27 billion. We have an active CIP. FY22 includes funding for an additional replacement fire station project, while construction continues on 2 new and 1 replacement station previously. Funding has also been increased for security enhancements at county facilities and libraries. The roadway preservation program, pavement preservation program was enhanced. In addition, we also have a resurfacing for Osprey Ridge Drive. Also included are various library renovations, synthetic turf fields, the water set and sports complex, the Notasasa Park improvements, additional funding for All People's Life Center and Branchton Park, park splash pads, shade covers, and also the Southeast County landfill leachate treatment plant and the beginning of work on the One Water campus. At this time, it would be appropriate for you to take public comment.
Thank you, Mr. Brickey. And we have 2 people signed up for public comment. Is Jean Strohmeyer, Mayor, available at this time?
No, Madam Chair, Jean is not checked in.
Thank you. And secondly, Gerald White.
Wow, thank you, Madam Chair. Well, we have 1.4 million citizens in Hillsborough County, so I guess I have the honor to speak as one of that 1.4 million. The only issue that I wrestle with as a citizen is the transportation tax that passed. And as a citizen, I just feel like we don't have a resolve related to that. We need to get that issue resolved. And really, that should have been a part of the county administrator's message to the citizens, what, 500 million or whatever? So we need some resolution on that by way of another vote, by way of closure. I voted for that. I wanted it. I support it. But as a taxpayer and a citizen, we don't have a resolve yet. And we have 7 elected commissioners No one's behind you to solve that. Only you can solve this problem for the citizens of Hillsborough County. And as you get this opportunity to close your budget process up for this cycle, I want to leave you with that. Keep this issue out front and get it resolved. I'm willing to vote again. I'm ready to vote again. I just want some resolve on my first vote when I voted for that tax. So that's my message to you tonight. I support the budget as read. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And with that, we'll close public comment. Is there any board discussion? And seeing none, I'll take a motion to
Motion to
adopt
approve.
the capital improvement program resolution as presented by the staff.
Second.
The resolution has been reviewed for legal sufficiency by the county attorney's office. And I hear Commissioner Overman with a motion, seconded by Commissioner Myers. And seeing no further comment at this time, can we please have a roll call vote?
Chair Kemp,
Yes?
Cohen,
Yes.
Hagan,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Overman,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried, 7-0.
Okay, I'd like to thank the county administrator for a job well done here. And we made it right through there, so great. We stand adjourned.